I'm going to go through this list of things that things you should improve upon or look to try to improve upon on a daily basis. I love this list. It's a compilation of ideas from mentors of mine. Some of my mentors don't know that they're my mentors, but these are from mentors of mine. People like Tony Robbins and Jim Rohn and Zig Ziglar, people like that. I study people like that, and I pick up ideas and thoughts from them and sprinkle a little bit of my own stuff on top of that, and hopefully it's something that can be helpful to you. So that's what we're going to talk about today. That's what we're going to get into today. I also am going to recommend a book today, which we're going to do on a regular basis. Today's book, and I'll tell you right now at the top of the show, the book is called Man Up by Bedros Keuilian. Oh, man, I always mess up his last name. Bedros Keuilian. The book is called Man Up, and the subtitle is How to Cut the Bullshit and Kick Ass in Business and Life. It is a very, very good book. See that? See that tribe right there? Man Up. See that? Got that, Nick? Man Up. It is an excellent book. I had the pleasure of meeting Bedros. I spoke at Billie Jean is Marketing's annual summit, and Bedros was one of the speakers as well, and he gave me the book. Did he sign my book? Let me see. I don't know if Bedros signed my book. I got to get him to sign my book. It's a very good book because it's really about cutting the crap, and we need to cut the crap and go about our business. So let me tell you a little bit about what else it says. Get off your ass and make your someday goals a priority. Nick is breaking his cell phone over there. The book teaches you how to get off your ass and make your someday goals a priority today. And see, that's a very important thing for all of us to start realizing, because tomorrow is not even promised to us. But also, if you don't start making your goals and your objectives a priority starting now, then 20 years is going to go by and you'll still be thinking about what you want to do with yourself, what you want to do with your life. You see how fast we got from here, from Y2K to here. 20 years, it felt like the blink of an eye, right? Well, the next 20 years is going to do the same thing. And if you sit where you're sitting and don't get off your butt and make something happen, and if you don't man up, and that goes for men and women, if you don't man up, 20 years is going to go by and you're going to be stagnant, or even worse, you're going to be in a worse position than you are today, and you're going to regret not taking the action. And the funny thing is, and you'll see in my list that I'm going to go down with you today, there's some little things that ensure the growth process. There's some little things you can do to grow yourself. So while I spend a lot of time talking about real estate and talking about money and talking about those kinds of things, there's also some principles that you can apply to better yourself that aren't as specific as, hey, invest in apartment buildings. I believe that you should use real estate and other vehicles like it to grow your wealth. But at the same time, to get to that point where you're able to do it, you need to implement some small daily disciplines, some principles, some ideas. And that's what I'm going to share with you today. I got 10 things I think you should implement or improve upon on a daily basis, and that will ensure your growth. And when you grow, you get better. And when you get better, you get more capabilities. And when you get more capabilities, you can expand your horizons, like investing in real estate. So you see, I could wake up in the morning, I could yell at you every day, oh, go buy real estate, go buy real estate. But a lot of people don't have the wherewithal to buy real estate today. So if you don't begin the process of getting better, then you won't get to the point at which you can invest in real estate. So I understand where some of you live. I get it. You know, you might turn off my show because you say, this dude don't talk about nothing but investing in real estate, and I can't even pay the rent this month. So we're going to go beyond the larger principle and go into the concepts a little bit. Now, today we are supposed to have a major credit repair expert here, and we're supposed to bring Speedy here to start working on getting Speedy at home, which is what we are going to do in the first quarter of 2020. However, Our credit repair expert is not feeling well today, so we'll have her here on the very next show. And then we're going to have Speedy here on that show as well, and we're going to start the process of getting Speedy at home. We gotta. It's the Get Speedy a House campaign, and Speedy is going to become a homeowner in the first quarter of 2020, and we're gonna make it happen, and you're gonna get to watch it happen. So get ready for that; it's coming. But in the meantime, we're going to talk about some things that are going to help you launch your 2020 and help you make your 2020 a productive, positive year. And we're going to do it by implementing some philosophies of things that you can start to implement into your life right away. Okay? Let's start with number 1. Okay, so the first on my list is it's very important. It is imperative to your success and to your proliferation. You know, I like that word. It's essential that you learn the power of purpose. Purpose. Now, why is purpose so important? Because purpose is the thing that pushes you into the future. Purpose. So if you have a purpose for yourself, for your life, and it's a sophisticated way of saying you have goals, but a purpose is a bigger thing than a bunch of goals. Purpose is the meaning behind what it is you're doing, what it is you're aiming for, what it is you're going for. Ask yourself, and a lot of people don't do this. Ask yourself, what is my purpose? And I always tell people, I believe you should live on purpose, and you should, and by living on purpose, that means you're living with an objective, with a meaning, with a plan, with a direction. You see, people who have purpose or have a purpose have a direction, and it's great if you can boil it all down to one big thing. So I feel like it's partly my purpose to help people learn their purpose and grow financially. I believe that, but layered on top of that is the concept that I always drop on you guys, that you got to improve your brain, your body, and your bank account. I believe my purpose is to help people learn that philosophy, learn those philosophies and tactics behind them, and become better people. I just think, okay, you say, Daron, what's your global purpose? I think that's what it is. I think I've been put here, and I've gone through the things I've gone through because my purpose is to help other people grow, find their purpose, and prosper. There it is. Figured it out. There it is. If you haven't sat down and thought about and asked yourself, what is your purpose? Then I would suggest that you're probably not as successful or productive as you might want to be. There it is. Okay. A purpose, again, I say it pushes you toward the future. Purpose also pulls you through the difficult times. Think about it. When you're having a bad day or a bad week or a bad month or even a bad year, when you have a purpose, that purpose will pull you through the fire of those difficult times because you remember what it is you're really here to do. It's your big picture. And so a bad day or even a bad year is not enough to make you give up because you have a purpose. And it's very profound when you think about it. And, it's great if you can share your purpose with other people. I think that helps you become accountable so that you stay on purpose and you live on purpose and you have other people who hold you to your purpose. But it's just something that will help you think in terms of growth every single day. What is your purpose? So make it a point that sometime in the next few days, you decide what your purpose is. And the coolest thing about purpose is there is absolutely no limit to purpose. I mean, imagine Barack Obama thought he had a purpose about 20 years ago, and he set about the task of trying to grow into that giant purpose. Imagine. I mean, how many people had a purpose bigger than his? The guy thought he could be the first African-American president in a world that we thought we'll never see that in our lifetimes. Didn't you think that? You thought I thought it. I even heard. I was listening to an old comic routine by, I think it was Chris Rock, and he was making a joke about how there'll never be a black president, not in our lifetime. This was about 20 years ago. He did this routine, and lo and behold, a guy with a crazy, big, ambitious purpose became the first African-American president, probably way sooner than any of us thought we would see one. There you go. The power of purpose. All right. That's number one. Number two. A lot of you have heard a rendition of this list before, but it bears repeating because it's a new year. Another year has gone by. I'm sure I haven't done this list or anything like this list exactly in the last year, but look, another year has gone by. Okay. Number 2 on our list. Self-confidence. Okay. Self-confidence. Now, that's a tricky one because every time we get hit or knocked down or knocked backwards, our self-confidence tends to take a hit. Well, I want you to I'm going to give you a formula, give you a little secret to continual self-confidence. Let me tell you what that is. Doing the daily disciplines leads to impeccable, incredible self-confidence. You want to know why? Because when you do the daily disciplines, you're doing the things that you know you need to do. Now, we talked about that the other day when we talked about the one thing, right? When I told you about the one thing book. Well, doing the daily disciplines, like if you know you need to work out and you know you need to work out, you do it on a daily basis. If you know you're in real estate and you know you need to prospect, it's doing it every day. It's if you want to teach your child to read, you want to spend that 20 minutes every day reading with them. It's doing the daily disciplines that breeds self-confidence. Your self-confidence comes from knowing that you did what you're supposed to do and you're going in a direction. It's not I'm self-confident in the world of sales and I just want to wake up and have all that confidence. I get confident in the world of sales because I do the daily disciplines every day, which essentially means practice selling every day. Speaking, you guys think, you all know this, you can't just wake up and give a great speech. You can't wake up and just be a great speaker, presenter. You have to practice it. I have probably spoken 500 times. And if you add things like this show to it, I've probably spoken a couple thousand times. And I still have much more to improve upon. Well, doing the daily disciplines are the things that gets you to that level of self-confidence. So I'm telling you the steps that'll get you there. Okay. It comes from daily disciplines and that's what makes you feel good about yourself, and feeling good about yourself is what leads to self-confidence. So our big number 2 is self-confidence, and the formula for getting there is doing the right things every day and doing whatever it takes to do those things every day, and then, rising above your circumstances and continuing to do what you know you need to do. Life's going to happen. Stuff's going to happen. Obstacles are going to happen. But it's the people that continue to do what they know they need to do that gain the self-confidence. And when you gain the self-confidence, you get better at everything that you're trying to accomplish. Make sense? I think it makes incredible sense. Okay, let's go to number 3. Number 3, you've heard this one before. Enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is a major ingredient in your formula for success. Okay, if we were baking a success cake right now, enthusiasm would be a huge ingredient in it. And here's the thing: a lot of people confuse enthusiasm with like kind of wild, reckless excitement, right? Like one of those annoyingly happy people. Well, that's not exactly what I'm talking about. And the exterior enthusiasm is probably about 10 to 20% of the enthusiasm equation. The bigger portion of the enthusiasm is internal enthusiasm. You being excited about you and your ability to go and make something good happen. So you see the power of purpose, which is number one, and the self-confidence, which is number two, are things that are reflected and then help create internal enthusiasm. You see how that works? You see how the power of purpose and a level of self-confidence can help increase your internal enthusiasm about you, about yourself, about your life, about your prospects. That's what I'm talking about the most. That's 80-90% of the equation. The outward stuff, the excitement that the world sees, really starts on the inside and it comes out. And that's what authentic enthusiasm is all about. It's not all about being a cheerleader, rah, 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 let the whole world think that you're in a good mood all the time. It's not that. It starts on the inside and then it pours out of you as a result of you being an enthusiastic person, not showing a little bit of enthusiasm every time somebody walks in your front door. It's about being an enthusiastic person. Got it? Got it. Starts on the inside and it bubbles out. That's a good way to put it. It starts on the inside and it bubbles out of you. Okay, that's 3. Let's go to number 4. All right, excuse me. Number 4. It is expertise. Expertise. Now, this one gets lost on a lot of people because they feel like what they're doing is not meaningful enough. They feel like what they're up to right now is not important enough, and so they give half of an effort, or they give less than a superior effort because they don't feel like they are important enough. But you got to reverse engineer this idea, because expertise is something that if you give your best effort, then you grow and you become a person of expertise. You become an expert. So whatever it is you're doing, the habit has to be that you do it with everything you have. You do it, you settle for nothing less than outstanding of yourself. You demand outstanding effort, outstanding performance of yourself. And so that expertise is like a building block. It might even be like a domino. You give your best effort in this one thing, and that will invariably lead you to other things. See, a lot of people think, how on earth do I get to success from here? Well, success starts here. You got to understand, success, you can't jump from here to success. That's why we call it road to a million. It's not walk into the magic box and get, go into and get propelled into the future instantly. It's a road. It's a path, and you have to start where you are. You'll never just wake up and find yourself wildly successful. Success begins here. And so expertise is something that you need to deliver. And so it begins by doing the absolute best at what it is you're doing right now. You see, a lot of people think, well, this job is not, I'm not going to be at this job for long, so why should I care? But that's the opposite of what a successful person, an ultimately successful person, will do. I don't care if you are a janitor or a street sweeper or a ditch digger. You need to demand excellence, demand outstanding performance of yourself. Do that job better than anybody else has ever done that job, and watch how good things happen. I'm here to tell you that's how great things happen. That's where success begins. And so that's what I want you guys to do. Demand nothing short of expertise of yourself. See, you get to expertise by demanding performance. Okay? When you look in the mirror, can you honestly look yourself straight in the face and say, I gave my best today. I demanded outstanding performance of myself today. A lot of us don't because we don't feel like we are where we're going to be ultimately. But what you're missing is it is how you get to where you're going to be ultimately. Does that make sense? I hope so, because that's about the realest thing I can tell you. That's absolutely real. Okay, number 5. You ready? Number 5 is totally related to expertise, but it's different. Number 5 is preparation. Okay, preparation. So look, 2020 is about to get here, and you have an opportunity right now to begin to prepare yourself for the coming year. You're ready to prepare yourself for what it is you're ultimately going to become. And the way you prepare to do that is you got to plan. You got to make a plan. You can't just nobody succeeds by mistake. As much as you might not believe me, no one succeeds by mistake. Success is deliberate. Success. You know what? I heard something. You know what? Jim Rohn said. Jim Rohn said, excuse me. He said, life doesn't waste success on the unprepared. Oh man, that's good. That's good. Life does not waste success on the unprepared. And you can flip that around and say, as a result, prepared people are the ones who succeed. So don't just wing it. Don't just wait for a fortuitous accident to happen, and then that's where your fame and fortune is going to come from. No. A lot of people don't know this story about the Beatles. The Beatles took the U.S. by storm, right? Well, I read something that said the Beatles performed, before they became famous, the Beatles performed something like 1,200 nights in like a 4-year period in these little bars and clubs. Like just performed and performed and performed and performed to the point where they had their act, their routine, their music, their cadence to near perfection. And then when they took America by storm, it was like people thought, well, where'd this band come from? They came out of nowhere. They didn't come out of nowhere. They were probably the most prepared band in history, thus becoming the most successful band in history. So don't think success happens by mistake. Success comes to the prepared. Prepare yourself. You're a salesperson. You're a real estate person. Prepare tonight for your attack on the marketplace tomorrow. Don't just wake up tomorrow and go, all right, let's see where the business comes from. Because guess what? It ain't coming. It's not coming to find you. You have to prepare for it. And if you prepare for it, strangely, it shows up. You got to be prepared. Life does not waste success on the unprepared. Woo-wee. Boy, oh boy, that's real. That is real, people. That is real. All right. That's 5. We are halfway through the list. Let's take a short 2-minute break, and we're going to come back with the second half of the list. You ready? I'm Daron Campbell, the hardest working man in real estate, your real estate mentor. This is the Road to a Million show. We'll see you in 2 minutes.